Over the past 17 days, I've cracked the code to passing 20 prop firm evaluations. Sounds impossible, right? Well, buckle up because I'm gonna reveal the secrets behind this in this video, where I'm gonna show you my scalping strategy and how I can help you become a funded trader as well. I have used these setups while trading everything from crypto to futures to stocks and options. You wanna learn how to do this too? Then continue watching this video. I'm going to show you 4 live trade setups that I used to get myself $20,000, $50,000 futures trading accounts funded, and how you can do it too. Now, I want you to stop scrolling the comment section right now. I want you to focus up and get your notepad ready, because this is going to change your mindset by the time you're done watching this video and putting you in the right frame of mind to scalp this market. In this very first video, it is a short I took where I got short in front of a resistance zone, thus giving me a great defined risk level, and I covered as we faded into new lows. Now let's play the video. Now here's the video. You can see clear as day, this little level right here was a previous support zone where we were bouncing off of. We broke underneath it very briefly, and then we chopped around it a little bit before extending to a new low. Now, when we extended to that new low, we had a nice volume profile here. We had a quick bounce back up into that previous support zone. And that's when I said, okay, it's time to go ahead and get short here and look for quick 15 points. That's all I needed in order to get this account funded. You see, it's a $50,000 account with Apex. Link in the description and comment section with my coupon code for the best possible discount. And for my one and done strategy for scalping these evaluations is very simple. If I go in full size, which in this case is what I did, and I only needed $3,000, I went ahead and picked up my short entry in front of this previous support zone, which is now expected to be what? A level of resistance. You could see here on my cursor how we tried to get up over that level and we couldn't. Once we rejected it again, I went ahead, jumped in short, put out my cover, which was just 15 points down, and went ahead and got my trade on. You could see up here, I'm short 10 contracts. I'm up $400 right now, but we need 3,000. We'll fast forward this trade a little bit here. This trade was a quick scalp. It only took about 2 minutes. So we're up $850. Still short the full 10 contracts. If I pull in a little bit here, we're up $1,750. We're up $1,600, $1,700, $18, $2,000. We're starting to fade it away from that resistance zone. That's exactly what we want to see. And we don't need it to get all the way down here to 41.50. We just need 865.50, and that'll give us our $3,000, and it'll pass this account. Boom, there it is. One scalp, one and done, one account funded. This next trade setup is a bear flag, and I love bear flag patterns. There's various ways to trade this one, but in this one I traded it currently my favorite way, which is trading it within being inside the flag itself. Now with a bear flag, you have it right here. And I like to pick up my short position in here. If we break up and over to the upside of the flag, I cut it loose, stop out. And if we break down through the flag, that's when I'll sometimes add to the position and then begin to take profits as we extend. In this case here, I'm just looking for 37.25 down here to get tapped, all right? So that I can pass this account and once again get myself another funded account. Now here, I actually recorded myself in the moment just speaking. So I'm just gonna play that. You guys can hear my thought process during the trade.
All right, let's see if we can get a quick little drop here back underneath these lows and get ourselves 2 more funded accounts to complete the 20.
Oh, one quick pause here. You can see I have 20 contracts this time. I'm still in a $50,000 account, but on this one I was actually using the copy trader, so I had 2 accounts that I was using. I had the main one that I traded in plus a copied one. That's why you see 20 contracts being traded. You saw me there quickly adjust the order on the chart itself. I moved it down about 1 tick. The reason for this was because I was actually on my phone using the calculator real quick, and I was like, wait a second, commissions, this is not going to work out. I need to move it 1 more tick so that I can get this thing completely passed in 1 trade, because that was the goal here, was to pass the account and get funded with 1 trade, because currently they have the 1 day to pass. You don't need to trade all 7 days to pass an account. You could just pass it in 1 day, and that was taking advantage of that. Now this next setup is actually a long-sided trade, and you're gonna really like this for 2 reasons. Number 1, I know not everyone, especially newer traders, are comfortable getting into short-sided trades. You're not comfortable with it, I understand. I know when I was a brand new trader, I was actually kind of fearful about shorting. As I progressed as a trader and my toolbox as a trader expanded, I became much more comfortable shorting, and you will too, especially after you learn these shorting techniques that I teach here on my channel and these scalping techniques. This is a long-sided trade where I also scalped, but you're gonna like it a lot more too because this is actually in my funded account. Now, here we had a nice pullback into a previous resistance zone that now I expected it to be support, which was this 17,600 to 17,580, this 20-point range, where I expected there to be some sort of support, and boy was there. Look at this. As soon as we got down here to an 80, we popped right off that level really strong, and that was a beautiful trade. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and click play for you. We're gonna let this one play itself out. I want you to take notice, I'm only in 3 contracts on this one. There was a little bit more risk here because of the range. Plus, it's also in my funded account that I was trading. There we go. We get a quick little pop right back up into that 20 zone. And that's what I want to see. I want to see us begin to get off this level here. This trade was another nice little scalp. Start to get stuck in front of that 30 area. So I go ahead and take a piece of profit off right there, taking just one lot or one contract off and booking a little bit of profit right there. It comes off. You see, I only have 2 contracts now. I go ahead and cancel that order right in here. And I look to see if we can push now into that 40 zone, where what I'm thinking is if we get into that 40 zone, I'll take one off and I'll hold on to one in case we get a quick pop and squeeze into 60 to 80 zone. But if we don't get that quick pop through that level, I'll probably take both off there. That was my thought process while I was in this trade. Now you see how we start to get that big wick into that? I didn't like that at all. It looked like a lot of selling pressure, but I let the trade do its thing, especially since I already took a piece of profit off. I'm protecting myself and I'm protecting my account with that. Now I have 2 runners left and I'm gonna let them work a little bit. See how I moved that order up into 35.75 zone? Start to pull back here. I'm like, okay, that's fine. As long as we continue to hold above this consolidation zone, we should be more than fine here on this trade. See how now we're putting in a higher low as well. We're consolidating on lower volume. Get a quick push there. I'm only into 2 contracts and I'm already up 800 bucks on those. We're getting into that 35 zone, 35. There we go. We get that fill. So now I took that piece of profit off. Now I got 1 single runner left. And now I'm really looking to see if we're going to get that squeeze and push through that 40 zone and attack that 60. If we start to get hung up here in this 40 zone, you can see previous level of resistance, right? Then I'm probably just going to cancel this order and take the last piece off there, because the last thing I want to see is a reversal. See, I take it off there. The volume didn't increase on that push, so it kind of made me think that maybe the bulls were giving up. All in all, that trade right there was 1,300 bucks. All right, guys, now in this one here, we have ourselves a double top. This is another short setup that I really enjoy to scalp. You see here how we have this nice uptrend. We put in a high, we pull back away from it, we get right back up into it, but then we eject it again. Now, more often than not, especially in a weak market, we'll see this result itself into a massive drop to the downside. In a more strong market like the one we were currently in at the time, we would see this into maybe some sort of shallower pullback, but thus it would still allow for a quick scalp. And that's what I did here. I'm here in this one, I'm looking to get one more $50,000 account funded. You can see I'm short 10 contracts on this $50,000 account. I'm up $700 and I'm looking for just a quick drop right back up into the bottom end of this consolidation we have here. That's all I'm looking for. So we'll click play, then we'll let this trade do its thing. Now, this trade was right before the US market opened at 9:30. This trade was around 8 a.m. or so. There we go. We're up 2,600 bucks. We're getting right into that zone there. We're going off at 82.25. You see it up here. I'm sitting at 81.25. I get 2 filled right there. And I'm like, damn, are we really not going to get through that level and fill me better? I think there was some sort of error there in the program and I didn't get a complete fill. But hey, that's part of being a trader. Sometimes technology will fail us. So, you know, it is what it is. Now I got to manage the trade. So I got a fill of 2 of my contracts down there. Now I'm like, damn it, am I going to get more fill here or not? Begins to look like we're not going to get it. And we start to bounce back up off where? That previous support zone that we were bouncing off of. And remember, I'm not looking for a big dump into 40 or 50 here. I was just looking for a quick little shallower pullback. Had I gotten a better entry, the trade would have worked out even better. But nonetheless, I still go ahead and book some profits off on this one and move on to another trade down the line to get this account funded. Again, another successful scalp. Okay, we're sitting at 81.25. We keep getting to 83.50, 84, 85, but we keep bouncing right off that level. Super annoying. Right there, I take it off the rest of it, book 1,300 bucks and move on to try to get another trade to get this account funded. Last but not least, we have one of my favorite bearish setups. It is the head and shoulders pattern. Now, typically, my favorite way of trading head and shoulders patterns is on larger time frames, but on those intraday time frames, sometimes they work out beautifully. And here we have an example of just that. You're looking at this chart and you're like, well, I don't see it. Well, look closely here. This area right here, left shoulder, up here is your head. And here you have the beginning of your right shoulder. This line right in here is basically your neckline. Soon as we started to break down through that 80 zone and we broke that neckline, I said to myself, this thing has the makings to at least get a drop back down here into these 450 zones. So I went after it. And so here I go, and I'm watching this trade develop itself. I'm waiting to see if we can get that drop under this neckline. You can see right here, 2 points of contact here and here. This whole little zone here between 80 to like 65 is the neckline of this head and shoulders pattern. So I'm looking for a break of that zone. There's various ways to trade a head and shoulders pattern, and I've traded it just about every way there is. And for scalps, specifically, this is one of my favorites. Looking for that neckline to break and then a quick little retest, using the momentum to the downside in my favor. So you'll see here how we start to get back down there and we bounced off of it. No trade for me. I'm waiting and watching. I want to see that level thoroughly break. There we go. We start to get right underneath that level. We're at 68. I'm going to see if we can extend off that level. And then I want to see it get tested really quickly. In this case, for the scalp, I'm just looking for a real quick test. See how we start to bounce on this little candle? We got up into that little zone real quick. I start eyeing that level. I'll quickly move my mouse up here to sell market because I'm just looking to get into this play. I'm not looking to get fancy with a sell ask. We bounce up into that zone. We start to reject it again. I say, bet, I want in on this. And I want to look for that drop down into these lows. I'm already in short 10 contracts, okay, from 61. And I'm looking for a quick drop. Watch. I put my order out at 45.75. Looking for what? Just the $3,000 to pass yet another funded account. We're up $2,000 already, $2,700. $2,800, $2,900, $3,000, bang. Yet another $20,000 account using the one and done strategy. Well, guys, now you've seen exactly how I like to scalp these markets, how I went after these 20 accounts and got all 20 of them funded in just 17 days. All right, these are some of my favorite setups, and there are various ways of trading these setups, and I can show you those on future videos. But for right now, we're gonna go ahead and just close it up here. You got plenty of notes to start to trade a little bit more successfully. Drop any comments in the comment section below asking me about these patterns and how to scalp. I'll be happy to answer them. Remember to subscribe to the channel, hit that notification button, and smash the like button for me. And I'll catch you on another one. Peace.